Alright, welcome everyone. I hope you're as excited as I am for today's Facebook and Instagram Ads webinar. My name is Patrick Wind and I'm going to be your host for the next more or less 90 minutes, so approximately 1.5 hours. In this webinar, I'm going to show you how to scale your own online sales exponentially with highly profitable Facebook and Instagram ads in only 42 days. I'm originally from Vienna, Austria, but now I live, love and work here in Barcelona, Spain. And what I did here over the past years was to grow over 120 different brands all over Europe from nothing to over 10 million euros in online sales so far. With me in this webinar today, there is also my assistant and good old friend Mark Putsch, who is going to help me with all the questions that you guys are going to ask during the webinar. The first thing that I want to share with you is that when we talk about Facebook ads, it always includes also ads on Instagram. You know that Mark Zuckerberg, the founder of Facebook, bought Instagram in 2012 for around $1 billion, and ever since then, Instagram also belongs to Facebook. My goal for you today is that you have everything you need to create highly profitable Facebook and Instagram ads on your own and then automate and scale them internationally. What I'm going to show you today are the exact solutions that I've applied to over 120 different brands like Meller, Tropic, Asics, Ogilvy, Mi Cuento, Viento Clothing, The Power MBA, Glovo, Bioderma, Autodesk, Conforama, and many others, like the ones you see here on the screen, me doing some in-house consulting with them, and it helped them to generate over 10 million euro in return on ad spend so far. ROAS is basically the money that you generate for every euro that you invest. So for example, here we spent 40,000 euros and made over 200,000 euros in return, which is like a ROAS of 5.75. In other campaigns that we have worked together with, we spent, for example, here 163,000 and made a return on ad spend of almost 3. In this one, 300,000 spent and over 800,000 in return. And one of the most recent campaigns that we've been working on is over 2.2 million euro in amount spent and generating over 5.2 million euro in website purchase conversion value. And all of these results have even brought me in this famous Forbes 30 under 30 list, not only in Europe, but also in the German-speaking countries. But all of this would have never been possible without a great team behind me. So thank you very much for the entire Ads Accelerator team at this point of time. So, who is this webinar for? First, if you're an entrepreneur looking for the best possible opportunity to sell products or services online in a scalable way with Facebook and Instagram ads, or if you're a digital marketer who wants to become a true Facebook ads expert to get better results in your daily work, or of course if you're already investing in Facebook ads and you're running some kind of conversion campaigns like lead generation or app install campaigns and you want to lower your cost and increase your volume fast. And of course, if you're an e-commerce owner and you want to grow your online sales exponentially in an automated and highly profitable way. But very important, this webinar is not only for e-commerce owners, it's for every one of you who wants to get more online sales. For example, if you sell online courses, if you run a subscription model, or of course if you want to generate leads, for example for an insurance company, for the real estate business, or any other kind of local business. In this webinar you're gonna learn the tips and tricks that will help you to lower your cost per lead and then increase the volume and quality of these leads. So stay with me, and now I'm going to show you a couple of results that people have already achieved that participated in our program. Let me get started with Borja Duran. Borja Duran is the co-founder of Mobile Power. Mobile Power, they sell these wonderful speakers and accessoires online. And when we started working together, they were more or less at only 1,000 euros on monthly revenue, but they were able to scale the business to over 8,000 euros in monthly revenue so far. Then we also have Alejandro Gil. He's the co-founder of Feelwood Watches, selling these wonderful watches made out of wood. And he was around 3,000 euros of monthly revenue, and he was able to scale his business to 12,000 euros. And of course, his watches are not always in this dimension like the one he has in front of him. They're normal watches. And it's also possible to scale your business on a much higher level. For example, Oscar Subirana, who sells these iPhone cases, he was stuck at around 25,000 euros on yearly revenue, and now he makes over 30,000 euros each month selling these iPhone cases online. Then we also have Oscar Nieto. the founder and CEO of Viento Clothing, selling these wonderful shirts and all kind of accessoires online. And he was stuck with his online store at around 300,000 euros per year in annual revenue. And now he was literally able to scale the business to over 1.4 million euros in revenue so far. But as I said, these strategies, tips and tricks, they do not only help you if you sell physical products online. They're not just only valuable for e-commerce owners. Also, if you're, for example, an agency or a freelancer, these tips will help you to get much better results in your day-to-day work. Or of course, if you sell digital products like an online course or any kind of info products, these tips will help you to reduce your cost per purchase and then increase the volume, the number of sales online. And as I already mentioned, also if you generate leads, for example, for the real estate business, for insurances, and even if you're a job recruiter, these tips will help you to find exactly the right candidates and the right leads for your own business. And hundreds of others all over the world have already participated in our online formation, and it helped them to scale their business exponentially. For example, we have Andor, who was able to lower his cost per lead by over 50% thanks to these tips and tricks. Then we have Irene, who is a Facebook and Instagram ads freelancer. She was able to get more clients online using social ads. Then we also have a marketing manager from Diamond Supply, Thomas Sanier, who says they were able to improve their internal processes of the marketing department. And of course, all the people that you see here on the screen that tell us thanks to the formation, thanks to the full funnel strategy, they were able to lower the cost and increase the return on ad spend drastically. Now, here's what we're going to cover today. First, we're going to start off with why the full funnel strategy is the best way to scale your online sales. And then I'm going to show you the only 3 things that you need to create highly profitable Facebook and Instagram ads on your own. How can you automate your ads for higher profit? How can you optimize each step of your full funnel? And how can you scale your online sales international? And as I said, throughout the entire webinar, me and my assistant Mark, we're gonna try our best to answer you within 24 hours if you send us an email to info@adsaccelerator.com or if you just type in your question here in the chat box. And as a special present for you, if you stay with us at least until minute 60 or longer, you will also receive a handout from us directly via email. You will receive my 5 golden nuggets that I'm going to teach you throughout this webinar. First, you're going to receive the top 10 secrets for great Instagram story ads. Then you're also going to receive the AIDA copywriting template, my 3 always active automated rules, the full funnel benchmark overview, and my number 1 secret for thousands of real likes, comments, and shares. Does it sound good to you? I hope it does. So, before we get started, let me also share with you a couple of house rules for today's webinar. This is really not get rich quick, and it's also not do nothing but click a button and make a lot of money. It's the other way. The people you're going to hear about are hardworking entrepreneurs who put in effort and hard work. The results you get are of course entirely up to you. Having said that, let's talk about some fun stuff. Let's talk about some Facebook and Instagram ads. We're experiencing one of the most perfect transformations in the history of the world. Which one could it be? Of course, the digital transformation. And when it comes to social media, the digital transformation basically means that everyone nowadays uses one of these platforms. Facebook currently has 2.3 billion monthly and 1.5 billion daily active users, meaning that 1 out of 4 human beings uses Facebook at least once per month. Instagram has 1 billion monthly and 0.6 billion or 600 million daily active users, meaning that 1 out of 10 human beings on this planet uses Instagram at least once per month. And as I told you in the beginning, Facebook bought Instagram and they also bought WhatsApp. And for us as advertisers, that's amazing because we can run our ads directly within one tool, which is the Facebook Business Manager, throughout many different platforms. As I told you, we can run our ads on Facebook, we can run our ads on Instagram, we can run our ads on the Facebook Messenger platform, and there are some rumors out there that we're also going to be able to run our ads on WhatsApp in the near future. Let's also share with you a couple of key trends that are currently going on in the online marketing environment. First, mobile gets more and more importance every single day. That's why we always say mobile first. For example, the Facebook users worldwide, 80% of them enter the platform from their mobile device and not from the desktop. The next one, there's a big shift from text to image or even video, okay? Why? Well, think about it. Our human brain processes visual information 60,000 times faster Then textual information. And as I put here on the slide, the trend is not only from text to image, but currently it's even from image towards video, because in a video you can communicate even more visual information, even sound. And that's the next trend. So people say mobile first, and people even say now video first. And the third key trend that I'm showing you here on the slide is an evolution from search to discovery, meaning basically that when back in the days people entered always actively into their computer to search for information, nowadays it's a little bit the opposite. It's rather a discovery phase where people just enter social media because they're bored, they're waiting for someone, they're looking for some excitement, they want some dopamine shots. And when they're in this fear, they're not actively searching for some information, they're rather on the platform and want to discover new content. And knowing all of that is very important for us, because we have to apply our campaigns accordingly. And when we create our campaigns, there are many possibilities, there are many different industries that we can really get some great results with them. And once again, it's not just the e-commerce industry, there are several industries that can highly benefit from some successful campaigns in Facebook and Instagram. Here are some benchmark. For example, if you sell digital products like an online program, on average, the cost per conversion is very low. So for example, the blue column here, like around $7, that's very good. The next one, for example, apparel, selling physical products. Of course, it works very well. Another thing that works very good is generating leads for the fitness industry. What else can we have? Like healthcare, insurance, all of these things. Real estate business, generating leads for real estate. Not only if you want to generate leads for people who want to buy houses, but also if you want to generate leads for people who want to sell houses. All of this works very well. So to sum up, the advertiser opportunity for us is huge, because we can laser sharply target over 25% of the world's population in one tool that has self-management, that allows us automation and scalability. Before we continue, let me also tell you a quick story about myself. My name is Patrick Wind, and I'm originally from Vienna, Austria, but a couple of years ago, this wonderful Spanish girl did her exchange semester at my university, and how could it be different? We completely fell in love with each other, and we decided together that I'm going to move together with her to Barcelona. Now, I left my studies. I finished my studies in Vienna, and I had to do something with my life here in Barcelona. So I decided to start in management consulting. And management consulting sounds, of course, very nice. And I also thought that I'm gonna travel a lot and I'm gonna work with very cool projects. But the reality was that what I basically did was working in Excel every single day and every single night, and also on the weekends. And I even had a boss who treated me like this, or like that, or even like that. So after a couple of months, I decided that I'm gonna quit management consulting, but I still wanted to stay here in Barcelona, right? So what was I supposed to do? I thought, like, with all my studies in digital marketing and my general understanding of the entrepreneurial sphere, what I'm going to do now is I'm gonna create my own e-commerce, right? And I thought it's not going to be that complicated. You just set up an own page in Shopify. You're going to bring some Facebook traffic to that. And that's why I decided to create my own brand, which was called Monino. Monino was a brand for baby products, and we sell these kind of products online. That was our packaging. And we decided the decision maker who buys baby products is obviously not the baby, but rather the parents. So we also decided to offer some products for the moms and also for the dads. And that was our page, Monino, for the kids, moms and dads. And I thought, yeah, so now I have my Shopify page, let's bring some traffic, for example, with Facebook ads. And I thought, with all the studies from university, I'm definitely already a true ad master, right? So because I have a bachelor's degree, I have a master's degree in online marketing, so I thought I'm a true master and I'm gonna rock it. So, and with all of this know-how, I thought with my online store, I'm definitely gonna be able to generate a lot of money. Now, reality was that I took around 5,000 euros of the little savings that I took with me from Vienna to Barcelona, and I put basically all of these savings into Facebook ads to generate sales for Monino. And out of these 5,000 euros, I expected something like a return on ad spend of 2 or 3, like generating 10,000 euros or 15,000 euros in return for these 5,000 euros in ad spend. But reality was a little bit different. So out of these 5,000 euros, I was only able to generate 1,000 and 67 euros in return. So I was completely freaking out and it was not amazing. And also my poor girlfriend was not so happy with me. Like, we have in our entire apartment, it was full of boxes from the packages that we have ordered to sell them online. But then as nobody bought them, we had them at our place, which brought us to the decision to close down Monino. But I was still not willing to give up with my own e-commerce, and I tried a different industry, a different niche. And I thought, what if we sell products online that have higher margins, right? Because the cost per acquisition, the cost per purchase for these baby products that we sold for 30, 40 euros. Of course, if they're very high, if they're like 50 euros, you're losing a lot of money. But if you generate sales for 50, 60 euros and you sell a product for 700 euros, like these mattresses, for example, of course, there's enough margin. And I thought that is gonna be the solution. That's gonna work tremendously fine. Guess what happened? Almost the similar returns, similar results, and we had to close down this project as well. But I still was not willing to give up, and I tried it with a different project, selling Spanish ham online in a subscription model all over Europe. This could not go wrong, right? But guess what happened? Another huge mistake, and I was there again in Barcelona without management consulting, without my own e-commerce, and I had to do something else with my life. So that was the moment when I was very lucky, because a good friend of mine is one of the founders of a pretty cool e-commerce company here in Barcelona, which is called Meller, selling these sunglasses and watches online. And he offered me a job as a full-time Facebook ads manager, executing with him several millions of euro in ad spend. And this high level of investment finally showed me what really matters when it comes to Facebook and Instagram ads. And the Facebook headquarters also invited us to some special formation in Dublin and also in Menlo Park, California. During this time, I also was able to take the Facebook Blueprint Buying and Planning Professional Certificate. And what I learned there in the headquarters is the full funnel strategy, which really made a huge difference when it comes to the results of my Facebook and Instagram ads. Now let's see, applying all of this advanced know-how that I've gathered during this period, let's see if I was able to generate some results. And here are some testimonials from 21 Buttons, Viento Clothing, Hola Luz, Birchbox, who say, yes, this full funnel strategy of Patrick Wind helped us to lower our cost and increase our sales. And as you can see here, we were finally able to lower, for example, a cost per website purchase to, for example, €6.60. And once we were profitable, we increased the sales. We put more gas into the machine and generated with this one campaign, for example, over €500,000. And that's what we did with over 120 brands ever since then. And it helped them to generate over 10 million euros in return on ad spend so far. And because this full funnel strategy really works, I also got contracted by several universities all over Spain, and I teach this full funnel strategy, for example, at smaller universities like Toulouse Business School, European Business School, Barcelona Technology School, and now I even got contracted by some of the most known universities all over Europe, like IESE Business School, ESADE, La Salle Barcelona, and even my own university back in Vienna at the Vienna University of Business and Economics, to teach this full funnel strategy to their students. And because it really works, I also founded my own meetup and masterclasses here in Barcelona, where I teach this kind of knowledge to hundreds of entrepreneurs, to hundreds of digital marketers every single month. And I even got invited to teach this at the Desigual headquarters, at the Founder Summit in Germany, even in front of over 5,000 people. Okay, but you don't even have to travel all the way to Frankfurt right now, to Germany. You can just stay in this webinar and you're gonna benefit a lot from this know-how. All of the know-how about the full funnel strategy we also put together in the Ads Accelerator program, which I'm going to present you towards the end of this webinar. Okay, this Ads Accelerator program is also made up of tools and checklists that will really help you to apply all of this know-how to your own campaigns. So now let's finally get started. What is this full funnel strategy exactly? The full funnel strategy basically means that you communicate different messages to different customers according to the current level in the customer journey. Well, communicating different messages to different customers is rather trivial, right? But doing this exactly to the right level in their customer journey can be a little bit more complex, because a customer journey is not so easy nowadays. A customer journey can have several touch points. A customer journey can be separated into many different stages, and it can be as complicated as the one that you see here on the screen. However, what we have found out together with the Facebook headquarters over the past years, that it is really not necessary nowadays that you hyper segment so much and you really communicate a specific message to each of these several sub-steps in the customer journey, but it is much more recommendable to cluster, to combine these data points in at least 3 or 4 different phases. And in each of these phases, you should communicate a different message. For example, on the branding element, you should communicate an emotional message. On prospecting layer, you should communicate product features. And then when it comes to retargeting, to remarketing, there you want to communicate scarcity, the famous FOMO effect, fear of missing out, okay? Which is the layer that is missing right now, because I said 3 or even 4 layers. Right now we have branding, prospecting, retargeting. But yes, of course, if someone has actually purchased, we do not stop impacting this person. That's the moment when we start with our loyalty campaigns, upsell, cross-sell campaigns to really increase the lifetime value of a specific customer. And throughout this webinar, I'm going to show you now each of these phases, starting with the branding phase, then we go into the prospecting, retargeting, up and cross-sell phase, and let's walk each step by step. So let's start with the first layer, the branding level. There we should communicate an emotion. And why does it matter? Well, because our brain can basically be separated into the left side and the right side. The left side is the rational side where we process numbers and this kind of information, and on the right side we have the emotional information. And when it comes to branding, we want to direct our message to the right side of the brain, to the emotional part. And where can we do this in an optimal way? Well, for example, one of the placements, one of the channels where we can deliver our ads in an emotional way, which is very visual, is Instagram stories. Okay, in Instagram stories, besides being very visual in a vertical format, we also can benefit from very low CPMs. So the CPM is the cost per million impressions, so the impact 1,000 people. And also, if our target group is, for example, millennials, they are heavily Instagram story users. And now, in this video, I would like to share with you my top 10 secrets to create amazing Instagram story ads. Okay, here we have some examples for Instagram story ads that I'm going to relate to in a couple of minutes. Now, let's get started with the first 5 of my top 10 secrets. So the first secret that I would like to share with you is that you include animated action cues directly in the video in order to animate people to really realize the swipe up, the call to action. What does it mean? Well, basically, if you take a look at, for example, in the video in the middle where it says to discover your favorite beer, here, if you now take a look at the beer, it has some arrows in there, and this animates people to really do this action with the finger, which is going to be the swipe up. And also on the left side, if you see, like for the Decide Thrive example here, it says swipe up to order. You're gonna see it in a couple of seconds. You see here, swipe up to order. These elements, including them already inside your video, really help you to enhance, to increase the click-through rate. Moreover, you also should design your Instagram story ad already having the right margins in mind for the username and the call to action. If you think about it, that just per default, Instagram is going to put on the profile name and the profile picture and also the CTA, the shop now call to action. In this case, for example, they're going to put this on top of the video. So you have to design your video having this in mind. Third, always use animations like videos, GIF or overlays. Nowadays, it's not enough anymore to run Instagram story ads with single images. Everything should be moving in order to really get the attention of your customer. And a little advanced trick here, if you want to run an ad that is longer than 15 seconds for Instagram story, you can easily do this with carousel ads, okay? A carousel ad in Instagram story basically means that you can upload up to 3 15-second chunks, okay? So instead of having just one ad for 15 seconds, you can have a 45 seconds ad and you cut it into 3 chunks, 15 seconds each, and this will enable you to have to pay the same price. The CPM is exactly the same, but you will have 3 times more time to communicate your message to the customer. And a little advanced tech on top of that I wanted to share with you here is that you want to mimic organic behavior. What does this mean? Well, basically, People nowadays, when they enter social media, they are not waiting for some commercial content. They do not expect, well, they expect, but they do not want to receive ads and promotional material. They rather want to receive content from their family, friends, colleagues. So when we run our ads, we want to mimic this organic content somehow. Now let's continue. I've prepared 5 further secrets for you. On top of everything, you have to have in mind that over 70% of the users of Instagram are gonna have the sound deactivated. Okay? So if you run an ad, if you run a video ad, and it's very important what you tell the audience, how can you solve this problem? Well, basically adding some subtitles or even adding some textual elements on top of it that will explain what you were about to say within the audio. Okay? Moreover, you also want to have in mind that, of course, imagine that you have a click-through rate of 1%, which basically means that out of 100 people, one person is going to really do the swipe up. Have in mind that 99% of the impressions that you're going to deliver, 99% of the ads that you're going to run, people are not going to do the swipe up. But all of these people, you still want to impact properly, okay? So therefore, at least you want to leave a certain branding impression for them, okay? And how can you do that? Well, you can basically include the branding element already in the beginning and at the end of the video, that even though they don't click on the ad, so they don't do the swipe up, and they at least remember you, and in a certain and in the specific later moment, they're gonna buy from you because they have already had the branding notion in their head. Moreover, even though an Instagram story is typically only 15 seconds, but of course with our carousel trick even up to 45 seconds, it is still not enough to just have one simple scene from the first second till second 15. It is better to combine multiple scenes because this will keep the user entertained. For example, second 1 to second 5, you have a person walking from point A to point B. Then second 5 till second 8, you have some logos flying in, whatever. And then second 8 till second 50 or to second 13, you have the person walking from point B to point C. And then the last 2 seconds, you have a clear call to action, for example, with swipe up now, to order, and all of these things. So it's very important to have multiple scenes in order to keep the user entertained. Then, very important, when it comes to social media, when people are on the phone and also when they're on the computer, it is not enough to just recycle content that we have produced for other platforms and put it just the way it is on social media and think that it's going to work tremendously fine. Think about a typical TV commercial where the hero effect comes at the end. So the wow effect comes towards the end of the video. Guess how well this is going to work on Facebook and Instagram? Well, not at all, of course. Therefore, it's much better if you reverse this TV commercial hero stream and put the wow effect in the beginning, okay? So your highly converting Facebook and Instagram ad has to start with a cool stop effect. We also talk about a pattern breaker so that people stop scrolling down, that they really stay here, that they really wait. You have to start with an effect like that. And some recent studies show that you only have 1.7 seconds in order to get the attention of the customer. Okay, 1.7 seconds to get the user's attention. And then you have another 3 seconds to really communicate your main message. So in total, you have 4.7 seconds to get their attention, to communicate the main message, and then of course at the end you want to extend on your arguments. But you really have to get their attention in the first moment already, in the first 1.7 seconds. Then you communicate the main message. And a little trick that helps you to communicate this organic feeling. For example, if you're in the e-commerce industry, you can work with behind the scenes content, for example, like unpacking. So if you work with some influencers, at the moment when the influencer receives the package at home, they take it out of the box. For example, it's a watch and they put on the watch the first time. This kind of content right now works very well when it comes to Facebook and Instagram ads. And here are a couple of practical examples. For example, Diesel. What they do here, if you take a look at it, they say so comfy that you'll sleep in them. Once again, they have clearly in mind that over 70% of the users are going to have the sound deactivated, and therefore they work with some text elements. And look at it exactly. What they do here, doesn't it seem like an organic Instagram story? Like the font that they're using, the emoji that they're using, it seems like as if it would be an organic Instagram story. And that's very good because people hate it when they see ads that already on 3 kilometers of distance smell like an ad. And this one seems rather organic, which is very good. Another example that we see here is from Hugo Boss. Hugo Boss, what they do, you remember, like instead of just having 15 seconds of content that you can communicate in Instagram stories, they use 3 chunks of 15 seconds each, and therefore they can have even up to 45 seconds of brand impact with their Instagram story. Another example here from Simba, selling these mattresses online, is that they work with these arrows that you see below here, so animated action cues, in order to really animate the user to do the swipe up. And where did I find all of these great examples, right? I have them somewhere stored or something. No, I found them directly within my business manager, and I could now keep on going like for hours to show you nice looking ads, but I think it is even better if I teach you how you can find the best practices, the best performing ads that right now in this moment are the best practices according to the Facebook headquarters. And the way you can do it is directly within your business manager. You just go to the category advertise. Within that you have the Creative Hub, and the Creative Hub basically is exactly what I've shown you. The Creative Hub is a library of all the best performing ads right now according to the Facebook headquarters, and here you can segment for stories, collection ads, video, 360 video, carousel, image, whatever you want. And you can select them, and you can see, for example, which kind of ad American Express is running right now, or British Airways when it comes to Instagram stories. You can also select carousel, for example, and you can easily see which kind of ad the M&M's company is running right now, Georg's, so the really big companies, and you can get inspired, for example, by some collection ads from Michael Kors or from Cartier. So, after we have talked about the branding layer where we communicate an emotional message, now on prospecting level we want to communicate some product features. And in an ideal world, we only communicate our product features to people who already have the branding, the emotional message inside their brain. So what we want to do is we want to close the gap. We want to build a bridge between the branding and the prospecting level. How can we do that? Well, imagine that on branding level we have shown a nice video, for example the one that I told you, for like 15 seconds or 45 seconds, and now in prospecting we only re-impact people who have already engaged with this specific video on branding level. And it sounds very advanced, but it's actually not at all. It's very easy. The way you do it is you create an audience, okay? And the way you create it is you create a custom audience based on video engagement, and you basically take people who have watched, for example, 75% of a specific video. Here you can simply select the video that matters to you, and you want to select how long can Facebook look back that people have engaged with this video. So what I recommend you is that you do not take more than 7 days, because if you imagine that someone watched your branding video, for example, a year ago or half a year ago or 3 months ago, they will most likely not remember anymore. But if it happened today or in the last 7 days, like maximum, they will still have their branding notion in their head, and you can easily build this bridge. So very important, do not take more than 7 days when you select to look back when it comes to selecting the specific videos. Now, that's nice that I'm going to re-impact these people once again that already have the branding notion in their head, but which kind of ad should I show to them? Well, if you're in the e-commerce industry, for example, of course the ad that works the best on this level is a collection ad. And here are a couple of examples from the Creative Hub when it comes to collection ads. For example, you see the one from Michael Kors, you see the one from Cartier, and what the collection ad is basically a combination of an image or a video on top of it, and then below you have the different items from your product catalog that are shown inside this video, for example. And Tommy Hilfiger does the same, and Cartier does the same. But what if I don't have a product catalog because I'm not in the e-commerce industry? Well, what I would recommend you then is that you go to the Facebook ads library. So you go to facebook.com/ads/library, and there you can really analyze all of the ads that are out there right now from each of your competitors, from each of your industry leaders, from whatever you want, and you can really take a deeper look at what performs very well for them, and you can try to create your own material similar to what works for them. And if we analyze, for example, here my own ads, so if you go to facebook.com/ads/library and you search for Patrick Wynn, for example, you're gonna see all of the ads that I have active right now in this moment. So based on this transparency law, right now, ever since Cambridge Analytica, every single advertiser is obliged to demonstrate publicly all of the ads that they have active. So in my case, you could see, for example, that I'm using these kind of ads where, of course, I work with subtitles, right? You remember that 70% of the users have the sound deactivated. I use ads in a very vertical format to occupy the entire screen of my potential customer. And I also work with a lot of emojis, and this is something that I'm going to talk about in a couple of minutes. What we can do in this ad library is that we can filter for different countries. For example, we can see the ads that this account currently runs in Germany, this account currently runs in the United States, or whatever you want. You can also select where it has achieved the different impressions over the past 7 days, 30 days, so on and so forth. What you can see here is once again that I work with ads that typically have subtitles, they run video ads most likely, and I work with emojis. Now that we have been able to establish our emotional message on the right side of the brain on branding level, and also our product related features on the left side of the brain with some prospecting messaging, now imagine that the person has really come to our website, has engaged with our products, but has not yet purchased. Okay, this person, of course, we want to re-impact, we want to retarget, we want to remarket this person. But what's the right message? Well, scarcity, fear of missing out. For example, a specific discount that's only available today, or limited offer, or whatever you want to think of in order to really create this feeling of I want to have it here and now. I want to get it here and now. And the ideal world, in an ideal world, what you would do is you want to work with dynamic product ads, okay? So if someone has taken a look, for example, if you sell these kind of watches, okay? And if someone has taken a look at a white watch, you want to show this person a white watch in retargeting. If a person has taken a look at a black watch, in retargeting, you want to re-impact this person with a black watch, right? And it's easy to do that because the Facebook pixel that we can install on our website can easily track all of these different data points, and it will then, when the person enters Facebook, Instagram, will show exactly the product that he or she was interested in. And this, of course, works with all kind of products, with shoes, with these kind of bags, with another kind of wonderful shoes here. And the way it works is, as I told you, that the Facebook pixel collects the data and then it demonstrates exactly the product that the person was interested in. And what is very powerful, like in a similar way that Amazon does it, for example, they also show you related products. So if you were interested in the black watch, they, for example, show you related products, like for example, black sunglasses or a black necklace or whatever. So related products within your product catalog, they can also do that based on the pixel information. Now, imagine that you're not just selling physical products, but you're doing any other kind of conversion activities when it comes to Facebook and Instagram. So you spend €1 and you want to make 3, 4, 5 or even 10 euros in return out of it. What is very important when it comes to retargeting is that you create scarcity and urgency with, for example, the AIDA copywriting template. AIDA means that our potential customer, the user, has to walk through 4 different psychological phases. First, awareness or attention, then interest, then desire, and then action. Okay, all of our purchase processes that we make go through these 4 mental processes. And this AIDA copywriting template is one of the 5 golden nuggets that you're gonna receive when you stay until the end of this presentation, and we're gonna send it to you via email. Another very important part that you have to have in mind when it comes to retargeting is that it's not enough anymore to re-impact your customer with the same message throughout the next 30 days, right? So if someone has engaged with your content, they were about to purchase, now is the moment when you create a nice journey for them. For example, on day 1, you show them, imagine that the person was interested not only in a watch, but in sunglasses. The person was interested in these red sunglasses. So of course, on day 1, you show the person the red sunglasses again. And if the person buys, perfect. But what if the person does not buy? Then on day 2, you could come up with a different messaging related to these sunglasses. For example, you communicate specific features, specific aspects of the sunglass. And if he still doesn't buy, then on day 3, you can probably come up with a different message once again. You show the sunglasses in a lifestyle environment. You show a collection ad with different products below that. And if he or she still doesn't purchase, Then on day 4, you could come up, for example, with the rest of the collection, with the rest of the catalog that you have to offer, okay? Now, very important, this kind of customer journey retargeting does, of course, not necessarily mean that on day 1 you have to show something, day 2, day 3, day 4, but it's meant more like as phases. So in phase 1, you show one message. Phase 2, a different message. Phase 3, another one, and phase 4, another one. This could be, for example, day 1 till day 4, I show something. On day 5 till day 7, day 7 till day 14, day 14 till day 30, for example. And these kind of journeys will help you significantly to reduce the frequency of a specific ad, and it will help you that your user is gonna keep entertained, is gonna perceive your brand in a positive way. Now that we have arrived at the perfect moment that our customers finally purchased our product or service, we still do not stop our advertising efforts here. Now we start with our loyalty campaigns, okay? In order to receive an upsell or a cross-sell with the objective to increase the lifetime value of this customer. How can we do that? Well, as I said, either with upsell or cross-sell campaigns. And therefore, it's very important for us now to understand what is actually the difference between up and cross-sell. Basically, imagine that you run into an Apple store, okay, and you want to purchase an iPhone 8, okay, and the person who works in the store, instead of selling you the iPhone 8, convinces you, instead of the iPhone 8, to purchase the iPhone 10, okay? That's a typical upsell, where you end up with one product and not two, right? So instead of the iPhone 8, you purchase the iPhone 10. That's an upsell. A cross-sell, on the other hand, is a related product to the first one. In the case of the iPhone, you end up buying the iPhone 8 or whichever iPhone you were looking for, but they sell you some AirPods on top of that, or an insurance, okay? And the definition of upsell, as I said, is convincing the customer to purchase a more expensive version of the product. And the cross-sell is convincing the customer to purchase related products and services. And all of this you can perfectly do with your Facebook and Instagram ads. For example, for upsell campaigns, you can easily target people who have purchased, for example, in the last 3 days, and they purchase products that have a value of below 30 euros, for example. And to these people, you show them some new arrivals, which cost even more than 30 euros in order to increase the lifetime value of this customer. You can also create some audiences for cross-sell campaigns. So people who have already purchased, not only in the last 3 days, but for example, in the last 6 months, okay? Then you also exclude people who have purchased in the last 14 days, for example, to give them a little bit of rest. But all of these people who have purchased in the last 6 months, minus the last 2 weeks, all of these people you can perfectly target. And you can not only do it based on information from the pixel of Facebook, but you can also upload, for example, a customer file based on your own CRM. You can upload here, for example, email addresses. You can upload first name, last name of your actual customers. And to all of these people, you can show the rest of your collection that they have not purchased so far. And very important, please keep calm and always remember to upsell, because this really increases the lifetime value of your customer. Now, what's the right format for all of these different layers? So we talked about the branding layer, we talked about prospecting, we talked about retargeting, we talked about up and cross-sell. But now, what's the right format to show all of these ads? Well, something that I would strongly recommend you is that you start to go square and vertical. So instead of running your ad on a phone and just occupy, let's say that's the screen of your phone, and you occupy just a quarter of the screen with a horizontal ad, like the one we see here on the left. Instead of doing that, you could occupy occupy half of the page, or even the full page with a squared image or video, or even a full vertical one. And the cool thing with Facebook and Instagram is you pay exactly the same price for a squared or a vertical ad than as if you would pay for a horizontal ad. And of course, the bigger it is, the more impact you have. And then the next thing that I would like to share with you is, instead of using just a static image, I strongly recommend you to work with dynamic video elements, something that is moving, because it helps you to stick out much better. And in order to show you now the little evolution, to show you how you can really create some nice and price-winning ads, is to show you the evolution of the past 5 years. So a couple of years ago, the way that Facebook and Instagram ads were set up is, as we have seen on the left side, with horizontal ads, just image ads, a lot of text in the image, and all of this nowadays does not work anymore that well. What people typically expect nowadays is some animation, something that is moving. For example, 1.5 years ago, 3 years ago, people worked a lot with slideshows, which is basically a video created based on images, and which is already a little bit better because it's square, so it occupies already half of the screen, not just a quarter like these ones. It occupies more of the screen, but we still have the problem that below you see that if an organic content, just a friend or a colleague or a family member posts something, we have to share the attention with this organic post. However, if you run a vertical ad and if you really occupy the entire screen, like the one, like the kind of ad that people are using right now, we do not have to share the attention of the customer with anybody, and we have the full attention for our own ad. And what you see here, for example, is was still a nice animation. You see an Instagram story here from Audi, and you also see that many other companies, for example Meller, like the company I worked with, you see they work with some interesting visual elements, like a combination of a video and the catalog below, and it's at the end, of course, it's just one video that is uploaded, but this animation here of like the girl grabbing the sunglasses really breaks the user expectations somehow, gets their attention. On the right side you see another great example of one of the ad types that works very well right now. So using 3D animations, working not just with static images, but really going even one step further with these kind of 3 animations. Another great example that you see here on the screen is, for example, the ad from Honda, where they split different frames and somehow play with the user expectation, and that is of course very nice. And on the right side you see one of the ads that I honestly, from my personal point of view, is one of the best ads that has ever been created so far. You're interested in seeing it, yes or no? I hope yes. So let's continue and check out the Nike ad, which honestly is one of the best ads that I've ever seen. So let's get started with that. So what you have seen is that they basically play around with the fact that 70% of the users have the sound deactivated. Therefore, it's very easy to understand the message. If you have time to read this, you can also train. It's very easy the way that they play around with this textural element. Then, of course, they use a rather vertical format, so 4:5, so 4 by 5 dimensions. And what is easy to copy for all of us is that they use a frame around this video, okay, that makes us really like a hypnosis. It really sticks out of the jungle. And then once again they also use a half-naked woman that kicks at you, so from a neurobiological point of view you're mentally obliged to pay attention. You cannot not pay attention if someone attacks you, okay? So it's really, really well done. And if you personally think, yeah, okay, but I don't have the advertising budgets that Honda has or that Nike has, but I still want to create some nice video ads, then here's a couple of tools, a couple of apps that we're using with our company, and that really helps you to create some nice video ads, even though you're on a budget. Like you see, most of them are even for free or cost you very little. And there are also a couple of apps that we use to edit several images in order to really create some nice ads. And no worries, if you stay until the end of the presentation, you're also going to receive a handout including this video and image enhancing apps. After showing you now several apps to enhance your images or videos for your ads, now the question is, well, should I rather use images or videos for my ads? And here I have a clear answer for you. My answer is, please, from now on, try to focus on video ads, okay? According to the Facebook headquarters, 2/3 of their entire ad inventory, so of all the ads that they're gonna display, are gonna be based on videos. So it's much better for you if you enter into the big part of the market instead of just the small ones. So I strongly recommend to work with video ads from now on. And now the next question is, but which is the right format to run my video ads? Is it gonna be a horizontal one or a squared one or a full vertical one? And yes, vertical is very nice, I agree with you, but it depends on the placement. It depends on where are you going to show this video exactly. Are you going to show this ad on Instagram stories? Yes, then of course you want to play with a full vertical ad. But is it going to be just on Instagram feed? Well, then a full vertical one is probably not ideal. And if you want to show your ad face, for example, on Facebook desktop newsfeed, then maybe even squared is ideal. So it really depends on where your ad is going to be displayed. And here you have a little table showing you exactly which is the right format for each of these placements. For example, you see that the squared one-on-one performs very well on the majority of them. So almost everywhere you can deliver a nice squared one-on-one. So my suggestion for you, if you want to create only one format, then go for a squared one-on-one, because it's going to look nice on the majority of all the placements. However, I also wanted to share with you an expert tip. If you really want to optimize for each of these placements and you show exactly the perfect format, then you can work with asset customization. Asset customization allows you to, for example, on Instagram story, so you just have one specific ad, okay? But if this ad is going to be displayed on Instagram stories, then it's going to be displayed in a vertical format. If this specific ad is going to be displayed on Instagram feed, it's like almost squared one. And if it's on Facebook desktop newsfeed, it's like a one-on-one, okay? And you can easily set that up by simply selecting on ad set level all the placements that support asset customization. And as I said, independently, if it's image or video, you can select for Instagram feed. You can select, for example, here almost squared one, for Instagram stories, a full portrait one, and so on and so forth. And the same with video ads. For Instagram stories, you take a full one. For Facebook feed, you take, for example, a squared one. And very important, if you don't have a video editor in your team, you can also crop your videos for the different placements directly within the asset customization tool of Facebook. Now, let's summarize a little bit what we have discussed so far. Today, I've already shown you the full funnel strategy, where we basically communicate different messages on branding, prospecting, retargeting, upsell level, where we start with an emotional message, then we communicate our product features. Then if the person has not yet bought our product or service, we want to communicate fear of missing out, so the famous FOMO effect. We want to create scarcity. And once we have realized the final conversion, so purchase, we still do not stop there. We want to create loyalty by up and cross-sell campaigns. How can we now apply this full funnel strategy to our actual campaigns? Well, the only three things that you need in order to create highly profitable Facebook and Instagram ads is that you first know how to automate your ads for higher profit. Second, you want to know how to optimize each step of your full funnel. And third, you want to learn exactly how you can scale internationally. Let's start with some automation. And when it comes to automation, what I strongly recommend you is to work with campaign budget optimization. Campaign budget optimization basically means, instead of you segmenting exactly for each ad set the budget that you want to have, you give Facebook more freedom, you give them more liquidity, you tell them, hey, that's my budget on campaign level, and Facebook easily divides it between the different ad sets. And here are some best practices for campaign budget. For example, what they recommend is that we should not use ad spend limits, that we want to make sure that all of these ad sets actually can be delivered, and they recommend us this kind of optimization for each advertiser who wants to get the most results possible from the campaigns. So basically, they clearly tell us we should really work with this kind of optimization. And if you stay until the end of this webinar, I'm also gonna talk a little bit about our Ads Accelerator program, because as this campaign budget optimization is so important right now, we've included in our Ads Accelerator program a full module only about CBO hacks and some bonus material, where I talk exactly about the right setup, budget, placement, CBO audiences, super lookalike audiences, scaling with broad age clusters, hot, warm, cold retargeting for these campaign budget optimizations setups. So if that's interesting for you, stay until the end of the webinar, and I'm gonna talk more about that later on. But now, talking about some automation, when like the typical automation when it comes to Facebook and Instagram ads are the if-then conditions, the automated rules. So for example, imagine that you're selling these wonderful sunglasses for 30 euros online. Then of course, if it costs you more than 30 euros to sell one product, of course it's not profitable, you're actually losing money, so you're in the red zone. Therefore, you would rather prefer that this kind of campaign is turned off automatically. On the contrary, if you sell these sunglasses for 30 euros and it costs you less than 13 euros, like 10 euros or 8 euros to sell one of these sunglasses, of course you want that this machine puts more money into it. So you want to automatically increase the budget, for example, by 20%. And on top of that, I also recommend to work with like this yellow zone, which is not losing money, okay, but you're also not making a lot of margin there. For example, if it costs you like between 22 and 30 euros, I recommend you to decrease the budget automatically. So in general, these automated rules, the way that we set it up is 3 things. First, turn off the campaign if the performance is not well, increase the budget if the performance is very well, and decrease the budget if it is not too profitable, because you can rather spend this budget on highly performing ones in the green zone. How can we set that up? It's really not complicated at all. You just go into your ad manager, there inside create and manage, you select the automated rules, and the interface that you're going to see is exactly like the one you see here on the screen. You simply press the green button where you can create a rule, and if you create this rule, as you can see here, it basically just tells you what is the if condition and what is then the then action. And here, as you can see here, the if condition, if the cost per purchase is higher than 30 euros, then action, turn off the ad set. So we're in the red zone. Imagine that we're in the yellow zone. If the cost per purchase is between 22 and 30 euros, for example, then action, decrease the daily budget, for example, by 20%. And if we're in the green zone, so the best case scenario, and our cost per purchase is lower than 13 euros, then action, increase the daily budget by 20% and really make the most out of our budget. To sum up, the 3 always active rules that I apply in my campaigns is if we're in the red zone, turn off the campaigns. If we're in the yellow zone, decrease the budget. And if we're in the green zone, increase the budget automatically. Now, in order to really apply these automated rules in an efficient way, I strongly recommend you to optimize each step of your full funnel. And if you're, for example, in the e-commerce industry, I'm going to bring this example now because it's very easy to understand for everyone. Of course, it's not just that you spend money and you generate sales or you don't generate sales, right? There are several steps in between. For example, imagine that we're selling these watches. If we run a Facebook ad, the first thing that the customer does is that they view a specific content or not, right? And then they add to the shopping cart or not. Then they initiate the checkout process or they don't. And then at the end they purchase. And what is very important when you set up your automated rules, you want to have in mind all of these different sub-elements in order to really optimize your campaign performance automatically. And where you can get these data from is, for example, within Facebook Analytics, you can easily see where do people actually drop, okay? So from 100 people that come to my website, only 53 take a look at specific content, so specific products. Out of these people, for example, in this case, only 60% add to the cart, and out of these 6 people, only 2 buy. For example, and if we have all of this in mind and if we know exactly where do we lose the traffic, then we can set up our automated rules, taking in consideration not only the final cost per purchase, but actually all of the sub steps here in between. For example, if the cost per purchase is more than 40 euros, whatever, and the cost per initiate checkout is more than 10 euros, and the cost per add to cart is over 4 euros, and the cost per view content is over 1 euro, well, then I can be very, very sure that this campaign is not ideal. Then please turn it off. On top of that, when we're in the yellow zone, of course, you can also apply the cost per purchase, cost per initiate checkout, cost per add to cart, cost per content view, and if they're in between, so they're not in the red zone, but in the yellow zone, then decrease the budget. And when we're in the green zone, okay, when the cost per purchase is low, cost per initiate checkout, cost per add to cart, cost per content view, if all of these KPIs, so key performance indicators, are low, then increase the daily budget automatically. I also want to share with you my number one secret for successful scaling of your online sales, which is the existing engagement strategy. The existing engagement strategy helps you to get thousands of likes, comments and shares on your ad in a real, in a natural way, okay? And this existing engagement strategy really helped not only me, but many of our customers to really scale their business in a highly profitable way. This existing engagement strategy basically tells you, instead of running an ad and showing it to everyone with a conversion campaign, before you do that, you first upload it as an organic post to your normal Facebook or Instagram page. Then in the second step, you run an engagement campaign to nurture this organic post with some engagement. And then in the third step, you make use of all the organic and all the paid engagement that you have already achieved. And now you optimize for purchase or for add to cart or for initiate checkout. So now you really aim for the final conversion, for the final purchase. Let me show it to you in a practical example. For me, myself, on my page, I can post all kind of different material here, like photos, videos, a carousel, a slideshow, a canvas even. And I do it here, for example, with this image. Of course, the video would be even better. And I already gathered the first set of organic engagement. Like in this case, I have like 39 friends and one and dot, so like 41 likes, a couple of comments, a couple of shares. That's the first thing I do. I first post it on my normal Facebook page or Instagram account. That's what you can do as well right now. And then in the second stage, after having posted it on my organic page or profile, I run not a conversion campaign, I run an engagement campaign, optimizing on post engagement, taking, of course, the organic post from the normal profile, from the normal page, and now I show this to my real target group. So there are two strategies here. In order to get a lot of likes, comments and shares, you could either run this engagement campaign in low price countries like Ecuador, Guatemala or India. You could do that, but I do not recommend it to you. It's not good from an algorithm point of view if you somehow bias the data with people who will never end up purchasing at the end of the day. Rather run this engagement campaign, for example, with an audience based on competitor interest like Daniel Wellington, women in Europe, which could be people that could actually end up purchasing your product. It's much better for the algorithm. And then in the third phase, once you have put it on your organic page, once you have run an engagement campaign, now is the moment when you really start finally a normal conversion campaign, which people typically do in a first step, okay? And this conversion campaign, of course, you do with campaign budget optimization. And here, instead of creating a new ad, use an existing post, okay? And in this existing post, you could either select something from your Facebook page or from your Instagram profile. And here what you want to do is you want to make use of all the organic engagement that you have already received from all the likes, comments and shares that you have nurtured with the engagement campaign, and you start now optimizing for conversions, for final sales. And if you even want to go one technical step further, instead of doing these 3 steps, you want to take another ad that you've already run previously and you want to use exactly the same identificator, you could also do that. And what you want to do is you want to go to the original ad that has already received a couple of likes, comments and shares. And if you want to recycle that in this new ad, you want to go to the original one, okay? And then do what you see here. You click to see post, see Facebook post with comments, and then it opens up this URL, facebook.com/ID/post and another ID. And what you want to take here is the second ID. So where it says 1195, these things, you want to copy that and you want to paste it exactly where it says here, creative, select the page post for your ad. On the right side, you copy paste this ID, you click on submit, and you will also be able to make use of the hundreds of thousands of likes, comments and shares that you have already received on this specific ad or organic post. Now, let's talk about your own Facebook and Instagram ads. You basically have 2 options. First, you go at it alone and you spend thousands of euros in unnecessary A/B tests with the wrong strategies, audiences, creatives and copies, and you probably get frustrated by bad results and you're gonna waste at least 1 or 2 years of your entire life with some bad results and with the wrong ads. Or you learn a proven system from somebody who has not just done it, but actually mastered it and has become one of the very best in Europe at it. So if you go with the second option, now is the right moment to finally introduce our Ads Accelerator program. As you see here, the Ads Accelerator program is an online program including support, including tools and checklists, so on and so forth. What it basically does is that it teaches you how you can scale your own online sales exponentially with highly profitable Facebook and Instagram ads in only 42 days. So it's a 6-week online program that goes into everything in a lot of detail. It's recorded videos, templates, tools and checklists so that you can shortcut your success by years and get what's really working right now. You can log in to access the content anytime you like from anywhere in the world, from your phone, tablet or desktop device. And I would like to, and actually would love to, show you the content that we're going to cover. As I said, it's a 6-week program with a total know-how of over 22 hours of information, where in the first week we're going to cover the algorithm masterclass and some practical quick wins for your campaigns. Then we enter the full funnel retargeting, so to really set up a proper retargeting funnel, and some A/B testing for prospecting audiences to really acquire new traffic that's going to convert on your website. Then in week 3, we're going to talk about price-winning Facebook and Instagram ad design and copywriting, which is super important nowadays because the actual ad element becomes more and more important every single day when it comes to Facebook and Instagram ads. And once we have set up our campaigns, our audiences, our ads in a nice way, of course, they start running and we have to optimize them on a daily and weekly basis to really enhance, to really improve our performance in the best way. After that, we want to dive into deep into the topic of analytics with some full funnel dashboards and with Facebook Analytics to really understand everything that is going on inside our ad account in order to then, in week 6, automate and scale your own online sales with 3 proven scaling strategies that we have applied to several campaigns in a highly successful way so far. On top of that, our entire program also includes a beginner step-by-step guide. So if you have not yet set up any of Facebook Instagram ads so far, with these 6 hours of beginner step-by-step guide, you will easily be able to really learn everything that you need to know to set up your first highly profitable campaigns. And now, let's take a deeper look at each of these modules. In week 1, as I told you, it's about the algorithm masterclass and quick wins. I will teach you how to set up this full funnel strategy with your own campaigns and the most profitable quick wins to get better results very fast. I will teach you how the Facebook and Instagram algorithm really works and when you should use, for example, manual or automated bidding to win all the relevant ad auctions. Moreover, you will also get how to get the most out of all the different tools that Facebook actually provides us, audience insights, and all of these things that are provided within our ads manager. Most people spend over 2 years on this and still get it wrong. This is the foundation of your campaigns and it's fatal if you don't get it right. And we get all of this dialed in within the first 7 days. And here is the structure of our some of the videos that we're covering in the masterclass and the quick win formation that you see here on the screen. In week 2, we're going to talk about full funnel retargeting and A/B testing. It's all about audience. It's all about reaching the right people. How you can really create the perfect retargeting funnel so that you convert all your warm traffic, so people that already know you. And how to find new profitable cold traffic. You need to have a clear A/B testing structure. What does it mean, A/B testing? Well, instead of saying, maybe women between 30 and 40 are going to convert properly, instead of doing that, you test different audiences, different interests, different lookalike audiences. All of this you test in a proper A/B testing structure in order to really find what's going to work for you or not. And I have personally done over 10,000 of these A/B tests so far, and I would say that I've truly mastered this and refined it to a methodology and a clear script. And you can get my actual Excel file with the 100 most important A/B tests that you should run on your own in order to really get the best performance. And I also teach you how you can create advanced lookalike audiences, and inside of our program in week 2, you're also gonna get my top 50 Facebook and Instagram ad audiences, which you can simply copy paste to your own ad account and you can apply it to your own ads. And if you do not get your own retargeting right, you will honestly bring cold traffic to a website, but you will not get sales and literally leave tens of thousands of dollars or euros on the table. I will train you to be at the top of your game and convert all of this warm traffic already in week 2. And here you can see a couple of the videos, a couple of the models that we're covering, like understanding full funnel retargeting, retargeting hot, warm, and cold audiences, preparing the right creatives and copies for each of these different phases, and how to go live with your full funnel retargeting. A/B testing for prospecting audience, I'm going to show you how to create advanced lookalike audiences, and as I said, my top 50 Facebook and Instagram ad audiences. In week number 3, I'm gonna show you one of the most important elements that there is right now, which is the actual ad. Okay, so the ad copies, the ad creative, so image or video, so the actual ad design. I'm gonna teach you 3 proven ad types with templates for getting high converting traffic on your website. Most people spend hundreds of euros on external tools or freelancers to create the creative elements. But in our program, you will learn everything, how to do it on your own and for free, okay? So within our program, you will not have to hire an external freelancer. You'll need a lot of external tools. I will show you exactly how you can do it on your own, okay? And I will teach you advanced design and copywriting tips to hack the entire Facebook relevance score so that you can really pay low CPMs and get high click-through rates and high conversion rates. We get your highly converting ads up and running within your first 22 days of starting this program and without wasting a cent on additional tools. And here are a couple of models that we're going to cover in the week 3. For example, 6 design tips for better single image ads, 9 tips for killer video ads, 11 advanced tips for copywriting. On the right hand, you also see how we can create carousel ads for Instagram story. You remember the one, instead of having just 15 seconds, you have 45 seconds. How you can really set it up. Collection ads, canvas ad, which is now called instant experience. All of these things we teach in our week 3. And now, after week 3, everything is up and running, right? But we have to optimize it on a daily and weekly basis. Therefore, in week 4, I'm gonna show you my full step-by-step training on how to optimize your campaign on a daily basis to generate the maximum number of sales for your products or services. You will get my checklists and benchmarks to guide you through the process every day, and you will also have my optimization Excel tool, so you just apply the same optimization that I personally apply to my own campaigns, so you can literally model off from me what is working right now. You will also get access to all my hacks to improve your relevance score and fight creativity fatigue at each moment of your campaign performance. And to build this yourself, it will take you over 100 hours of research and analysis. Honestly, in this training program, I hand it to you on a silver plate and we get you up and running within the first 22 days. Here are a couple of modules that we're covering here. For example, how to optimize on ad set level, how to optimize on ad level, how to apply the different breakdowns, some advanced tricks to fight creativity fatigue, how can we analyze our competitors, get strategic breakdown insights, and how to ideate for new A/B tests. Now, once our campaign is running and we've optimized it on a daily and weekly basis, of course we want to analyze the data in a deeper way. So once your campaign is up and running, we optimize the results even more in order to scale them exponentially. I provide you a full step-by-step training on how to set up Facebook analytics to understand the complete range of data, which you can then automate, for example, with automated rules, which I've already talked about. I will facilitate you my own full funnel dashboard for your own ads manager, instructions on how to set it up and how to work with the different attribution windows. I personally have spent over 3 million euros so far on Facebook and Instagram ads, and I've analyzed over 10,000 different A/B tests, and in this module I show you exactly how I analyze everything so that you can do it in the same way on your own. And here are a couple of modules that we're covering. For example, how to analyze Facebook internal KPIs. You will get our full funnel benchmark tool, which I've talked about a couple of minutes ago, so you can really just put in your average basket size, your variable costs, and then you can easily calculate your margin, and all of these included in this full funnel benchmark tool. You can apply the different dashboards. You can understand the delivery column and insights. And when it comes to Facebook analytics, I'll show you step by step how to set it up, how to really review each of the dashboards, activities, people metrics, and how to interpret the different attribution windows. And the last week of our module, the week 6, here it's finally about how to automate your campaign performance and how to scale your ads exponentially. So in week 6, we already have you set up and making money. And now it's time to automate and scale things up to the next level. My 3 always active rules, which I apply to my campaigns to automate my daily work. Learn how to use the cross-border insights finder tool in much more detail. The tool that I've shown you to, for example, to conquer interesting markets, to explore markets like the Polish market, or for example, Argentina and Brazil, this market analysis tool that I've shown you. I will show you exactly how to enter in more detail on that. I will share with you my 3 proven scaling strategies to enter new markets and sell with high returns from day 1 on. And on top of everything, there will be a step-by-step guide to optimize the conversion rate in each step of the funnel of your website, so that you can turn up the volume and get to high 6 or even 7 figures with your online store, with your online courses, with your lead generation model, with your subscription model, or whatever you're aiming for. And here are a couple of models that we're covering, like the automated rules, all the full conditions and action, 14 automation recommendations by the Facebook headquarters, a practical setup guide, a lookalike discount scaling strategy, micro audience strategy to scale your business, and the existing engagement strategy in much more detail. And honestly, in these 6 weeks, we achieve more than most people do in over 2 years. On top of everything, so all the nice content that I've already presented to you, our Ads Accelerator program also includes 1 year of 24/7 support. This 24/7 support will be delivered to you in our exclusive mastermind group, and in this mastermind group you will get all your problems, be technically or strategically solved immediately. What we have is a WhatsApp group and we have a Facebook group, so whatever fits you better you can engage there. We have the WhatsApp and the Facebook group in Spanish and of course also in English, so all of our mentors are fluent in English and you can easily ask them all of your questions directly there. You get access to a private community of like-minded entrepreneurs pursuing the same goals and doing this all over Europe and actually already all over the world. Our Ads Accelerator mentors are not just some interns that I've formed. No, they're all real mentors. They're true industry experts with several years of experience. And here are a couple of them. So our entire Ads Accelerator team helps in the 24/7 support. And on top of that, I also contracted many of the industry experts that I work together on a day-to-day basis to help all of our students in our 24/7 support community. And that's the way it looks like. We have our Facebook group where you can simply upload a screenshot or a video or a voicemail or whatever you want. And that's the way our WhatsApp community looks like. And you see it's very active. People really make use of that. They send kind of links, they send, as I said, a screenshot, they send a screen recording, they send a voicemail, and all of our mentors and all of the other students engage in there in a very frequent way. Bonus number 2, you will also get all my tools and checklists. So with all of these tools and checklists, you can literally model off of what is really working instead of starting from scratch and learning from trial and error. You will get practical Excel tools. You get all my dashboards. You can download them and apply them to your own campaigns. And as I said, you will also get checklists to find, for example, the perfect audience, for better copywriting, to create killer video ads, so on and so forth. And here are a couple of them. For example, the benchmark tool. You also get, as I said, the full funnel dashboards here. And for example, the A/B testing tool down there. And the checklist, for example, include for better copywriting, for better ad design, for video ads, for single image ads, how to fight creativity fatigue, how to get highest rating and relevance score, and how to find the perfect audience within Facebook and Instagram ads. Bonus number 3. If you're a digital marketing freelancer or an agency and you want to promote your services throughout the Ads Accelerator network, you can do this directly in our Academy alumni page. We also direct even a couple of leads each day that want to have a service, for example, for campaign management, directly to our Academy alumni page. So if you want to get additional traffic and new clients each month, on the Academy alumni page, you can perfectly do it. And here you can see, for example, Julian, here you can see Manuel, that promote their services as freelancers directly on our page. And they literally, since they have enrolled in our program, got at least one new client each month from the Academy alumni page. And here are several others of them who benefit from this program. And the last bonus that I wanted to share with you right now, that is included in our Ads Accelerator program, is that when you successfully complete all the weekly evaluations within our program, you will get an official certificate that you can use for your LinkedIn profile, that you can use for your CV to prove your future clients or your boss that you have acquired a new skill, a new and highly advanced skill set. And to promote this new skill, you can perfectly publish this certificate to your LinkedIn profile. And that's the way that your certificate is going to look like. And we just need to know your name and see your results from the Ads Accelerator program. And you will be able to have one of these certificates for yourself that you can also upload to LinkedIn. So let's summarize our Ads Accelerator program. What you get is a 6-week online course with lifetime access to over 22 hours of know-how. You get 4 bonuses. First, you get 1 year of mastermind coaching, including 24/7 support via our Facebook and WhatsApp support group. Plus, you get access to our active mastermind community of entrepreneurs within these groups. Bonus number 2, you get all of my tools and checklists so that you can model off of what is really working instead of starting from scratch and learning from trial and error. Bonus number 3. If you're a digital marketing freelancer or an agency, you can promote yourself and your freelance services on adsaccelerator.com as an Academy alumni to get new clients each month. And bonus number 4, you'll receive our official LinkedIn certificate to prove to your clients or boss that you have acquired a new and highly valuable skill set. So you can do the math for yourself. You could either have 2 or even more years of failure, waste, trial and error, trying to figure all of this stuff out on your own, testing hundreds of different strategies, audiences, creatives and copies to see what works and what doesn't, and you will most likely get burnt by bad results and wasting thousands of euros in unnecessary A/B tests which hardly bring you any sales or profit. Or you could enroll in our Ads Accelerator program, and the Ads Accelerator program, which is the 6-week online course, 1 year of mastermind coaching, all tools and checklists, plus the Academy alumni and LinkedIn certificates, in total have a value of at least 3,000 euros. Just the 6-week program with 22 hours of formation with lifetime access to all of these videos can be sold for at least 1,500 euros. I mean, it's 22 hours of formation. Just think about how much a consultant could probably cost you, and 22 hours of this formation has an easy value of 1,500 or even much more. 1 year of mastermind coaching, including 24/7 support in Facebook and WhatsApp. Think about once again like how much a consultant could cost you, a person that will really be able to help you with your practical and strategical issues. This has at least a value of 1,000 euros. So 1,500 for the 6-week online course, so the 22 hours of formation, another 1,000 euro at least for the 24/7 support for 1 entire year, and all of my tools and checklists so that you can model off from what is working instead of starting from scratch for another 500 euros, plus the Academy alumni and the LinkedIn certificate. This entire package has a value of at least 3,000 euro, honestly. But as you have participated until this moment here in the webinar, I would love to make you a special offer. Wait for it. Instead of 3,000 euros, our special offer for you is that you will only have to pay 790 euros. This is a very fair price if you want to have all of this knowledge, all of this support and all of these tools and checklists. And I can even give you a 100% satisfaction guarantee. So if you want to try out our program completely risk-free, and if you're not happy with what you learn in our program, you can easily ask for a refund within 7 days and we'll refund you in full. I stand behind this Ads Accelerator program 100%. And that's why I'm not afraid to make this bold guarantee. So sign up for the program today, completely risk-free, and within 7 days, if you see that it's not for you, if you don't like the content, if you cannot get better results with what we teach you, or if you're not happy with our support community, you will get your entire money back within 7 days. So I strongly recommend you to start now for just 790 euros. Instead of 3,000 euros that we talked about earlier, and you can do this easily with the link that pops up now here on the site in the chat box. You can click on this link and you can go and you will be linked directly to our sales page, which is available now for 24 hours, or you could also go directly to adsaccelerator.com/program, where you will also have the availability of this program for 24 hours from now on. Why do we limit it for 24 hours? Well, because over the past years, we have seen that people who take action fast and in a motivated way, these are the people who really get great results with their own campaigns. People who are like, I don't know if it's for me, and they wait for a couple of weeks and then they maybe want to sign up or not. These are typically not the kind of people that we work together with. So if you're one of the people that are actually doers, who are makers, who really want to get great results from now on, we have this special offer reserved for you for only 24 hours. If you want to decide later on to still join our program, it's no problem, but most likely that the price will not going to be 790, but rather the 3,000 euros. So it's completely up to you. Either you sign up within these 24 hours and you make use of this specific promotion, or you wait and you sign up later, which is of course also fine. But what we have seen is that the people that really get great results are the ones that sign up within the first 24 hours. And if you say, yeah, okay, but 790 euros, it's still a lot of money for me to pay one time right now. No worries, we got you covered. You can also pay with 3 easy monthly installments. So instead of paying 790 euros right now, you can also pay 3 monthly installments of just 280 euros, okay? And this way you can easily finance it over 3 months, and therefore you would not have to pay the entire amount already up front. And a specific special bonus, I would also like to give you 2 entry tickets for free for our next masterclass here in Barcelona. And in these masterclasses, we typically hold them every month or every 2 months. And here we teach really the newest strategies, the newest tips, the most advanced hacks that we can think of. And we do this with many other entrepreneurs, with many online marketers in a very nice setting. And you can have an amazing networking here with all of the other advanced digital marketers that participate in our masterclass here in Barcelona. And if you cannot come physically to the masterclass, no problem. You can easily join via live stream because we always record it. So you can easily join from wherever you want. Now, let's talk results, because I talked a lot about our program, I talked a lot about what we have achieved, but I really think that so far nobody else has created this level of success with Facebook and Instagram ads over the past years, and not for myself, but actually for our students. So let's listen to what our students have already been able to achieve.
The Ads Accelerator course of Patrick helped us enormously to increase our relevance score, to increase the quality of our ads, and to increase the conversion rate, to understand fully our funnel, how good our messages work, which message works the best, which picture, which image, which copy works the best. The course was amazing.
Of course, I learned his funnel strategy. It's really useful. His knowledge is really, you can really apply it right away to your work. I could apply it to my clients and I could see results really fast.
I've been working with Facebook ads previously for almost 2 years, and still I really feel like my understanding of the full funnel, everything from Facebook ads, but also all the way to conversion, has improved tremendously.
So you are going to learn from the best. You are not going to learn from someone that is not doing what he is teaching. In fact, Patrick is working with a lot of e-commerce and with a lot of companies. So he is up to date about what is happening nowadays in Facebook ads, and this is super, super important.
I want to truly 100% recommend the Facebook Ads Accelerator program to all the e-commerce owners, because it's difficult to understand the full funnel strategy, and thanks to all the team of Facebook Ads Accelerator, now we understand how it works and how to make our ROAS profitable and then increase our sales. As you can see here, all the boxes of Rocket's company to deliver to our clients. And that's it. Go ahead, don't think about it, and start with your accelerator program now.
Wow, these are some really impressive results that our students have already been able to achieve. If you would like to become one of our success stories, now is the perfect moment to do so. With our Ads Accelerator program, you will be able to learn everything that you can learn about advanced Facebook and Instagram ads. And if you sign up today, within the next 24 hours, you will be able to benefit from our special promotion. So if that's interesting for you, click the link that shows up right now in the chat box. Just click on it and you'll be directed immediately to our sales page, or you can also go to adsaccelerator.com/program and you will be able to benefit from this amazing 790 euro offer. So if all of this sounds interesting to you, but you're afraid because you say, well, I'm new to Facebook and Instagram ads, I've never set up any kind of campaign so far, then no worries. As I said in the beginning, inside of our Ads Accelerator program, it also includes 6 hours of beginner step-by-step guide to set up your first profitable campaigns, and they'll literally teach you every single button that you have to press that your campaigns are going to work. And I do this in over 32 different lessons, where I teach you here, for example, in a practical way. I walk with you through your campaigns, through your ad sets, and I show you exactly how you should set it up in the right way, so you can really copy paste whatever I do on the screen. You can copy paste it in your own campaigns and ad sets. I do the same on ad level, so it's really a very easy way for you to create your first campaigns in a practical way. And if you already in a more advanced setting, you say, well, all of these beginner things, I already know them. And also the 6 weeks sounds amazing to me, but I need even more content. I need even more information. Then here in our Ads Accelerator program, we exactly have that for you. Because on top of all of these 6 weeks and on top of the beginner step-by-step guide, we also have a bonus week of advanced know-how, okay? Because that's what I personally love the most, talking about like advanced algorithm things. And for example, when it comes to CBO, so campaign budget optimization, which is one of the hottest topics right now, I teach you in 5 modules, each of them around 30 minutes. I teach you how to set up CBO campaigns in the right way, how to define the budget, how to set up different placements, my top 3 CBO audiences that I've learned directly from the Facebook headquarters, something that's called super lookalike audience, a nice way to scale your business, scaling with broad age clusters, hot, warm, cold, full funnel retargeting setup with campaign budget optimization, how to set up your first chatbot in only 20 minutes, advanced chatbot setting and automation sequences, a lead generation funnel that works perfectly nice right now in this year, how to set up split tests, and also a mini course on conversion rate optimization so that all the traffic that you bring on your website really converts. On top of that, I also upload all the replays from all the different master classes or meetups that we do here in Barcelona. For example, the one that we did in the Desigual headquarters, 19 minutes of additional content, also included in our program. When you have specific dates, for example, like Black Friday or Cyber Monday, you also get the hottest content that we just generate in our masterminds or in our company workshops. Here, for example, 1 hour 25 of additional content specifically for Black Friday. We have it in Spanish and also in English. So a live replay from all the highly paid consulting workshops that you're also gonna have included in our program here. Now, if you're still wondering if you should sign up for our program or not, let's take a look at a couple of frequently asked questions. Our first most common question is, what does the program actually include? Well, the Ads Accelerator program includes lifetime access to the 6-week training program, which is delivered to you in online videos, tools, and checklists. Moreover, you will also benefit from our 24/7 support from me personally and my team of 8 mentors via our exclusive WhatsApp and Facebook group. In addition to that, we also organize regular masterclass meetings here in Barcelona where you can participate for free in person or via our live stream if you cannot come to Barcelona physically. If you're a digital marketing freelancer and you complete our program successfully, you will also be able to promote your service on our main page in the Academy alumni page. Last but not least, you will also receive an official certificate confirming your new skill set of advanced Facebook and Instagram ads. Now, let's cover the next question. Is this the right program for me, or is it only for e-commerce owners? Well, I perfectly agree with you that some of the testimonials that we have used during this webinar are of course e-commerce owners that were already able to scale their online sales in an exponential way. But our program is of course not only right for you if you sell physical products, but it is actually excellent for everyone who wants to increase his or her sales for digital products like online courses or subscription models. Or of course, if you want to generate leads, for example, for real estate, insurances, or any other kind of local business, and your goal is to lower your cost per lead and then increase the volume and quality of your leads. So honestly, if you're an entrepreneur or a digital marketer and you want to become a true expert in Facebook and Instagram ads, there is no better program for you out in the market that goes in so much detail about advanced Facebook and Instagram ads like our Ads Accelerator program. How much time do I need each week? Well, each week you will have between 2 and 4 hours of video formation that you should then apply to your own campaigns. Depending on your current level of know-how and ad spend, you will need another 2 to 4 hours to apply all of these insights to your actual ad account. So in total, you should plan between 4 and 8 hours each week in order to really get the best out of our program. However, if you do not have so much time right now, you can also take several months where you only dedicate 1 or 2 hours per week to complete our program, as you will have lifetime access anyways. What's the next question? How long do I have to wait until I get access to the full program? Well, that's a good question, and I have very good news for you. I personally have bought so many online programs on my own, and I truly hated it when they only give you access, like rolling access, so only for the first week and then after 7 days to the second week and so on and so forth. Therefore, our program is different. You will get immediate access to all 6 weeks of content plus all the bonus materials as well, like the 24/7 support immediately when you sign up. Next one. In which language is the program? Well, the course material is provided in an easy to follow English. Our system allows you to turn down the speed of the video. So if English is not your first language, you can listen to the content in a slower way, which makes it even easier to understand. Moreover, our mentors are a diverse group of Spanish, English, German, and even Russian-speaking natives, so you will be able to get the perfect support from our side whenever you need us. What else? How long will I have access to the online material? Even though the program is designed to be completed within 6 weeks, you don't have to rush through the formation, as you can really take your time to benefit from the know-how the most. As you will get lifetime access to all our material, you can always come back to the formation or complete it at a later point of time, whenever it suits you the best. How long are the videos in the online material? To make the program as effective and efficient as possible, the videos are recorded in short 10 to 30 minute capsules, which always include practical action items that you can directly apply to your actual campaigns. Besides these videos, what other material is included? Well, since 2012, I keep gathering the most helpful tools and checklists to apply all the know-how from the videos to your own Facebook and Instagram ad campaigns. This includes our tools for A/B testing, KPI benchmarking, automation and scaling, but also over 20 different checklists, for example, on how to find the right audience or how to create price-winning ad design and copywriting. How does the 24/7 support work? At the moment, when you join our Ads Accelerator program, you will be added immediately to our exclusive Facebook and WhatsApp Mastermind community, where I will personally help you, together with my team of 8 certified mentors, to solve all of your practical issues with your campaigns. This unique 24/7 support helps you to easily apply all the know-how to your own campaigns, but is also a highly valuable asset if your campaign performance is not as expected and you need an expert to help you out. What happens if my results are still not improving? The 6-week program really teaches you everything you need to know in order to run successful campaigns. However, it is still possible, of course, that your performance does not improve immediately. That's exactly why we provide our unique 24/7 support, where me and my team of mentors will help you out in each of your individual cases to make sure that you really get your results up and improve the performance of your campaigns with our program. What else do we have? Will this work in my country? We have hundreds of successful students all over Europe, United Kingdom, America, Canada, South America, and even Australia. Right now, we have students in over 72 different countries around the world, and the program has been proven to work worldwide. And the last question that we have here is, can I start today or do I have to wait? Join the Ads Accelerator program today and you will get immediate access to all the online material. Moreover, you will also be added to our exclusive WhatsApp and Facebook Mastermind group, where you will get our unique 24/7 support from today on. So what are you waiting for? We'll see you inside the program, right?